Hello from London, England. Probably echo because I'm in a staircase and it's the only quiet place I could find. I think I just want to put out there for the non-developer, a translation, non-jargon, to kind of get a better picture on the second layer and the potential. The reason when I say second layer as being awesome, extremely private, this covers everything. So just to keep it simple, I'll use Taco Bell, let's say, which actually represents an alphanumeric key line of numbers and letters that combinations make it unbreakable. When I say unbreakable, I mean like by brute force because of economics. I'll just say a penny instead of a tenth of a penny. So you could get an idea. If there's 1 trillion combinations, and each combination costs you a penny, just with the one key, it would be infeasible to guess that, okay? So let's say to open my garage door opener, my garage door opener, to simplify it, is scanning the blockchain, Bitcoin SV, and it sees the word Taco Bell. When it sees the word Taco Bell, it opens my garage door opener. And since there's no relation between it just merely scanning like a word search of the blockchain, much like the old movies of where spies would put a sentence in the newspaper or the radio. Think of old newspapers with the 1,000-pound scrolls of papers, printing the newspaper, but it's immutable, not immutable, that's jargon. It is unchangeable and there forever. So it's coming down the scroll, we'll call that the blockchain, and it's there forever. It's visually seeing, your garage door opener is visually seeing what's on the blockchain. And as it comes down, from your phone, you typed in the word Taco Bell. Let's change Taco Bell to open garage door, which is the word you see that represents the alphanumeric unguessable key to open your garage door. As it comes down, sure enough, it sees open garage door, and it opens your garage door. This is just for the entrepreneur or someone who's in economics or whatnot. So you can take and go get your $1 billion idea. There's plenty of developers that could write it up. But can you see, you can turn on the lights, you can flush the toilet, you could do, and when someone says they could track it in the blockchain, they're just tracking nonsense to more nonsense because these are alphanumeric keys. And the more the adoption, the more you have the Tor effect, which means you have a bigger herd of random numbers, seemingly random numbers, flowing down the thing. So you have another key that you type into your phone, Taco Bell. Well, let's call it open garage door. And now it gets put on the blockchain, down that big roll of paper, and then the eyes are scanning, and they see what? My phone, but it's not my phone, it just says, come down like a newspaper, comes down and sees open garage door. It opens my garage door. Right? Since there's billions of eyes watching that, they don't know that long number means open my garage door. And since the economics have been added to it, now if it was free, it wasn't a penny to do it, then you could do brute force, just try different combinations till you get to it. What it's doing is using the computer's power against itself, because it could try so many combinations. But when you add a price to each guess, you can't do it. Anyways, I just say this because we're talking to people. The second layer is not making sense, that everything comes down to one blockchain. That's Bitcoin, the one that goes back 10 years. That's SV. And developers are using jargon, and if you decode it, it makes no sense. That's why you have 1,000 developers making 1,000 casino coins that could not make a 64 meg block. And I'll decode that. The undisputed winner is the one with a 64 meg block. Even a 32 would have been the winner, but 64. And at CoinGeek, like heads down, man, we gotta get to 100 some. Like, no one's got to 32. Why aren't you having about 64? And this is ramping up fast, And the only thing more ridiculous than that is the fantasy that there's going to be more than one. Nobody wants number two when it comes to money. It's its own category. And if you think about the dominant players, if you have something that's actually a little bit better than Facebook, it doesn't matter. It's already established. It's already the one that's being used, And since no one's got this right except the original version of Bitcoin, which is obvious now, don't look for any developer to agree with it, because they have their own project, and to agree with them would mean their thing is less than worthless, minus all the capital they put into it. That's the other thing about even the SV side that I'm used to it as far as economics. Like, you'll hear resting on your morals, and I think they get so loose with that capital bankers, investment bankers, investors are really not taking risks. I'm used to this forever. JP Morgan was a stud. He's a freaking awesome. Panama Canal. How many countries deployed capital of unthinkable amounts as a failure? That's called risk. And he did it in such a professional way that he did make the Panama Canal. And to a lot of people, it looks like, wow, for the next 100 years, he gets the rest on that. But the amount of capital was 100 years worth, with interest and whatnot. Without that, there is no going forward as a human race. There is not one innovation, not one movement, if no one puts up the risk to build the bridge. Because if they build a bridge and risk it, make it all the way across, would you do that if you were not going to be paid back with interest? Would you take any risk? Sorry. But other than that, people investing in SV still being, thought of as black sheep, that's the only ignorant part I've seen so far, but time will tell. Time will tell if someone who held their wallet for 8 years is bummed out, even though it outperformed everything. That part is asinine. The no hoodle, they're going to be proven wrong every time. Just give it time. Other than that, though, who cares? Okay, that's something that every contrarian is way used to. SV is awesome. Unchanging protocol. That trumps anything I have to say. That is everything. Outside the bubble of developers, in the world of financial. And these guys got it. They know what they're doing, man. They're going down the right track. So anyways, just wanted to check in and say hi.